swear, these fighters are playing a game of Where's Waldo, and they can't seem to find him. And Waldo's real name is Devin Haney. Before we get into that, hit the thumbs up, sub, hit the notification bell. That way you get updated when I drop the newest content like this. And don't forget, without hitting the bell, it doesn't mean much to sub because you won't get updated. With that being said, let's get into the video. So somebody please help me make this make sense. I was browsing on the internet like I often do, reading boxing articles also like I often do, and I saw that JoJo Diaz and Ryan Garcia are in talks for a fight. This to me makes absolutely zero sense, and I'm going to tell y'all why. JoJo Diaz is the mandatory now to fight Devin Haney. He got that mandatory slot when he defeated Fortuna. So why would JoJo Diaz be entertaining a fight with another mandatory? It makes no sense. This is going to be 3 mandatories in a row for Devin Haney that haven't fought him, that keep wanting to fight other mandatories. What do you mean by that, Tony? Well, let's break down the timeline. You had Fortuna, who was mandatory for Devin Haney, okay? Now, Ryan Garcia also became mandatory when he beat Luke Campbell because he got the interim title, and Mauricio Suleiman said by him winning the interim title, he was now the mandatory for Devin Haney as well. Instead of either one of them fighters wanted to go in to fight Devin Haney, they decided, well, let's fight each other. Well, we know what happened. Ryan Garcia went on a cap spree and ended up fighting nobody. So Fortuna ended up fighting JoJo Diaz. Now, I could be wrong. I might be mistaken, but I believe that fight was for the interim title. I guess they stripped Ryan. I do not know, but I could have sworn that the winner got the interim WBC title and was now deemed mandatory. I could be wrong on the title, but the winner of that fight definitely became the mandatory. So now JoJo Diaz is also a mandatory. Instead of JoJo Diaz going into the fight with Devin Haney, he is now talking about fighting Ryan Garcia, who is also a mandatory for Devin Haney. So how is it that you have 3 guys who just keep wanting to have mandated fights against, not even mandated fights, they want to keep having mandatory winning fights against each other to be mandatory, but never actually become mandated to fight? It makes absolutely no sense. Zero sense. I don't get it. Why these guys will not fight Devin Haney. Regardless about how you feel about Devin Haney, here it is. The proof is in the pudding. You may hate him, you may like him, but at the end of the day, it seems like his mandatories do not want to fight him. Now, I left out a 4th fighter that did not fight him. Lomachenko vacated his WBC title to be elevated to the franchise, and it is what it is. So therefore, you have another fighter who could have fought Devin Haney that did not. Again, people can criticize Devin Haney all day long about the Linares fight, about how he got rocked late in the fight, but they don't account for Devin Haney fought a completely different fight than he normally fights. He came forward on the front foot where he's normally a back foot fighter. He was going for the knockout, but not everybody is born with power. Devin does not have the power to knock out the top level guys. He just doesn't, and he ended up putting himself in a compromising position and got caught. That type of stuff happens in boxing. People can get hurt. Okay, he got hurt, he weathered the storm and won the fight. He dominated the beginning rounds, and it wasn't until very late when he got stunned that Linares looked good, because other than that, Linares looked very bad against Devin Haney. Devin was just beating him to the punch. But here's the deal. Again, whether you like him or not, there is something in Devin that these other fighters are seeing that they just don't want to fight him. Because that's what I've concluded this far. I've never been on the Devin Haney hype train, but I have to admit proof when I see the proof. And the proof is in the pudding. The proof is he keeps getting these mandatories, and none of them want to fight him. They just want to fight each other to become mandatory again. Well, what's the point of becoming a mandatory if you're not going to fight the champion? So somebody in my comment section, please let me know what y'all think about this, because in my opinion, it makes absolutely no sense. And in the history of boxing, I've never seen champions have mandatories that did not want to fight them. Well, maybe Sean Porter. But other than that, I haven't seen it. Again, let me know what y'all think in the comment section.